Oh, hey there. I wasn't expecting to do this video right now because, well, I just walked out the house and started going. But after breakfast, I was thinking, wow, I'm just so happy to be here. I might as well just make this video now. It's the things that I love about Tirana. And don't be expecting a video of things that I hate about Tirana, because literally there just isn't enough to make a video on. I think for just about any Westerner, we'd have to say the first thing that we love about it is the price. I mean, it's such a really great reason to come here for, I guess, a developed country, right? The amount of money that we make compared to how much it costs to be here is so low for the quality that you get. It's hard not for that to be the number one reason. It's just so easy. And if money's not an object, would this be the best country to come to? Maybe there are a couple of better countries. Although with the current situation going on, there really isn't too many to pick from. This one's very easy to travel to, and I guess that could be one of the things that I say. It wasn't the one that came to mind right now because I've been here for a while, but had I said this a month ago, it would have been, wow, just the ability that I can come here easily. And freedom certainly is one of the top ones that I'll get into. So definitely number one, I mean, everything from the fact that you can get an apartment here for like $200 a month, and the food, you know, you can eat easily for $2 if you want to. And it's just very, very affordable just all the way around. So I think it's one of the biggest reasons to come here, say a digital nomad. You make like Western money, and then you can spend very low prices and have an excellent quality of life. The internet service here is very fast. I have, 100 MPS or whatever it's called. Quite fast, so I have no trouble with that. So I think for a digital nomad, you want to live by the sea and spend very low amount. This is what I'm doing, and I would invite you to do that too. I'll help you. Another thing, especially if you're an American, it's a free 1-year visa. You just show up and you're done. Nothing else to think about for a whole year, and then you can leave for 3 months and then come back for another year. So that's certainly a major benefit. But for most countries, it's 3 months, and you know, come in for 3 months. I'm not going to do this in absolute order, because sometimes I'll just run against something that I'll say, oh, this is wonderful. One of it's just the complete religious freedom here. In fact, they pride themselves on that. Behind us, we have a really beautiful Orthodox church. We just passed a mosque. There's another mosque up the street the other way. There's another Christian church around the corner. They all coexist perfectly. There doesn't seem to be any sort of strife going on here at all. The call to prayer is like 5 times a day. It's about the only way that you know that something religious is going on here. But it's just very easy. I would say the people here are generally happy, friendly, very easy to meet. I would say some of the older generation, they've been through a lot. And the history here is absolutely fascinating. It's another thing I love about Albania. And that gets me to the freedom part. With the current situation going on, you wouldn't even know about it. I mean, look around. It doesn't seem like there's anything different. You will see once in a while somebody wearing a mask, but nobody's shaming them for doing so. It's just, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But overall, it just feels very free. And since I said there's one thing, you know, that I'm not going to do a video about things I don't like, that's pretty self-evident for me. It's just the traffic. People drive crazy here. There's a lot of traffic. This isn't even traffic time. This is actually just right in the middle of the day. So it's pretty free flowing. But if you were to come here a few hours later, it's going to be stopped. If you're in areas that are busy like this one, it's going to be loud. I just came from the square where it was pretty quiet. And I'm heading over to Bloku and to the lake, where again, it's going to be reasonably quiet. So it just kind of matters where you're at in the city where it comes to the quiet. But that is about, I mean, I tried to think of things I didn't like about the city, and really that's the only thing I could come up with. It's inexpensive. The people are friendly and nice. It's very free feeling. When I talk to my friends that are like from Australia, or the United States, or Europe, it's so I quickly remember just how difficult things are. And they're just not here. There's no daily dose of fear. People don't really watch the news here. They don't pay attention to that. And if you're not talking about people under, say, 12, 14, you're not going to see a ton of people on their cell phones all the time. Now, there's a couple exceptions right here. I see a couple people on their phones, but that's not general. The people that are at their coffee shops, they're generally talking to their friends. It's kind of a standard European life 5 years ago where people are just out at the cafes, enjoying their time. It's my favorite exchange. So if you do cryptocurrency or anything like that, you can exchange here. And they speak English. The whole place, and I've talked to many people, boys and girls, the place feels very safe. I have seen, that is the one thing a lot of people ask about when they think about Albania. They think, oh, is it safe? It's by far safer than just about any city I've been in. I mean, I suppose Chiang Mai feels as safe or safer because neither one of them do I feel any safety concerns whatsoever. And as I've mentioned in other videos, this goes the same for women. In Western countries, you walk behind a woman and you feel a tenseness, or you get in an elevator, you feel a fear, and you just don't have that here. People can walk right next to each other, behind each other in the middle of the night. You'll see women running through the park by themselves at night. It's just, I hate that I even have to bring that up. But in a lot of places, that's just not comfortable. That's very comfortable here. Another thing I really love is the shops. I'm not going down a top 10 list or anything just because I can see all the things I love. I can see all the things that I love just by walking down the street. I mean, I love all these different diverse shops, and that everything that you come to isn't a chain. A lot of the coffee shops are chains, but there's only one Kentucky Fried Chicken and one Burger King. That's the only two like international chains that I see, and I'm glad. No McDonald's, no Starbucks. I mean, they have their own coffee chains here, and they're great. Why should they put those out of business for some multinational conglomerate that wants to come in? So we're in Bloku now, which seems to be what they call like the nice part or whatever. I don't notice that much difference. I mean, here, especially at night, it's going to be a bit more stylish. And if you go to the coffee shops here, sure, they're a little bit nicer. But it's not such a difference where it's like Beverly Hills and, the rest of LA or something. It's just slightly nicer and definitely a little bit more fashion conscious, maybe a little bit more international. And the nightlife, this is where you would come if you're into what they're calling the nightlife, which is different for countries. I mean, like maybe in Europe, going out for beers and stuff would be considered nightlife. from LA, San Francisco, so what you would consider nightlife, I haven't even seen here at all. So here's the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And there is a free tour, and I'll put that here somewhere. And it's twice a day, but it's especially busy on the weekends. Maybe you can go there and meet other people. What they said is that the Colonel here this is the house of the old communist ruler. And they're talking about tearing it down because, you know, this is kind of like something that reminds everybody of a terrible, terrible time. This whole area, you used to have to be part of the Communist Party leadership to even be in. It was the only area that you could own a car. So the people couldn't. And that was just 30 years ago. So the joke is that the Colonel is smiling. Capitalist Fried Chicken is basically smiling at the old communist leadership. They do love the United States here. They do. I say I come from California. Everybody here wants to go there, which is funny because I love it. I'm come from California. I think it's so much better here. But you know, movies make people feel a certain way. Another thing I wanted to mention is just how walkable it is. That's what's nice about staying in one of the like central areas of the city, is that you can just get up every day and just walk, and you can go a different direction and see something new, or go down alleys that you wouldn't think to go down, and then you go down and you find all these cool shops and things. Yeah, it's a very walkable city, and it's big enough to where you can find new things almost every time. And I've been doing that now for nearly a month, and I just continue to find new things and interesting things to see. And the food, I mean, let's get to that last thing, right? The food, it's really great. I wouldn't say interesting, you know. I love Italian food, and if you don't love Italian food, this might not be your favorite place, but I don't know too many people that don't love Italian food. I would say there's probably more Italian food restaurants here than there are Albanian. You will find traditional Albanian food, but it's not as prevalent as you might think. Mediterranean food, French, I mean, a lot of French bakeries, a lot of Italian, a lot of pizza and pasta. And I would say it's 90% as good as Italy. And that's what I would say for all the different kinds of food. The French food is, 80% as good as in France. The American food is about 20% as good as it is in the United States. Yeah, they don't do American too well. And there's a place called Burger Star. If you ever want a burger, don't go there. I mean, even if you're like, oh, I just want fast food, just go to the Burger King. Actually, the Burger King here is actually way better than a Burger King in the United States. But the Burger Star is just horrific. But of course, if you're not in Albania for that long, you're probably not going to be eating that type of thing anyway. But overall, the food is really good. So that's definitely not something to worry about too much. I'll be doing more videos just on the food coming up. So it's taking me a little longer than I expected, just because sometimes it's about the day that you go and the time that you go for a particular restaurant of what you can get and how good it is. Like, there's one particular place that is perfect for Sunday brunch. It's good in other times, but it's just so much better Sunday at brunch, and it just so happens that it's probably going to rain this Sunday. So they're just things like that. So I think that I've mentioned all of my favorite things. If I can think of anything else, I'll just add it in. I should be at the lake pretty soon. There's a man-made lake here, which is really nice, which you've probably seen in my other videos. So I also wanted to mention the park. Obviously, it's very nice out here. I think I mentioned it because people will run even later in the evening. It just feels free, feels nice. It certainly seems like a good way to get away from the traffic and noise and whatnot. It's very close for most places that you stay. Even some people that live here would recommend that you stay close to this area. I just feel like it's a little far away from the center of the city. I mean, it's only a 10-minute walk, but then you've got a walk away from that to get to other places. So I would say, if you watch my video, best places to stay, I still believe that that's kind of the best area. I'm walking uphill now, so I'm getting a little winded. But as you can see, it's a nice park for walking, for hanging out. And it's right next to the lake. And you can also walk around that.